Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video I will show you how I created the following card using different items from Clearly Besotted. As you can see here, this is my card design which I laid out first. The penguins are from Clearly Besotted called All Four Seasons, and the Bundle of Joy Sentiment is from Scruptious Occasions from Clearly Besotted as well. The frame that you can see is a 3-window cover from Mama Elephant. So as I started on this card, I decided to first cut out the 3-window cover from Mama Elephant out of some Neenah 110-pound solar white cardstock. And after I did that, I decided to adhere all those parts back onto each other using some purple tape so that when I started blending, nothing would shift. And because my stems were there on the left, I decided to do all the preparations first, and I stamped out the penguins next. So therefore I took another piece of Neenah 110 solar white cardstock and Memento Tuxedo black ink to stamp out the images. My stamping tool helped me to get a crisp image, because this way I can stamp it multiple times without it shifting onto the paper. So next up I am continuing with the background, and I took all the colors that I was going to use to start blending. This color combination I got from Pink Peppermint's cards from her YouTube video. I will link it below so that you can see her card as well. So first I start with Peacock feathers, and then I go to Evergreen Bough. And as soon as those two are added, I go back with the first color to get a nice blending. And then I continue with Blueprint Sketch, Picked Raspberry and Wilted Violet. I love being inspired by other card makers because, for example, this color combination, I would never have thought about it, combining these 5 colors for such a nice background. So thank you very much. And then the last color, Wilted Violet, and making sure that the blend is okay, so going back in with previous color, Picked Raspberry. And then I took my distress sprayer and spritzed it twice, taking a paper towel quite quickly because Neenah Solar White cardstock is not really that water friendly, so I dried it immediately, and then it's time to color. So because I'm coloring with Copic markers, I first start with the lightest color, then go in with the darkest, and then go back with the lightest color. Only 2 colors per combination because the images are so tiny that I think that 2 colors will be good enough to get the depth or shadow that you want. As you can see here, I'm always putting the caps at the left so that you can see which colors I used. After the coloring was done, I cut them out using my Scan and Cut from Brother and leaving a white edge around them. I used a powder bag to prepare this piece of the panel because I was going to heat emboss the sentiment. So placing it down, making sure that it was straight, and then I'm taking my Versamark clear embossing ink and I stamped it out twice to make sure that the image was crisp enough. And then I added my embossing powder. The embossing powder that I used is from Ranger. It's the white embossing powder with super fine detail. This gives a really crisp image, so I'm always going back to this embossing powder. I let my heat gun heat up first so that there would be less bulking of this cardstock. And as soon as everything was melted, I set it aside so that it could cool down before I buffed off the excess baby powder. Next up, I adhered the 3-window cover using Gina K Design Connect glue and some Pritt adhesive roller. I adhered it flat because I only want the images to be lifted. So I'm first laying down the cover so that I could inlay all the other pieces. Making sure that it is straight, and then I press it down really well. And after everything was inlaid, I could start with adhering those images as well. As soon as I adhered all the images, I was thinking that something was still missing there. So I took a look in my drawer with all my sequins and I came up with this Pastel Paradise from Little Things from Lucy's Cards. Unfortunately, the part where I'm struggling with the placement of all the sequins is missing, so in the upcoming part you will just see the finishing touch where I am adhering all the sequins. But I struggled a while. I'm really not good in placing sequins and I'm never sure about it. But in the end I was happy and I adhered them using some Gina K Design Connect glue and my quick stick tool to help me get it in place. And that finishes off my card. I hope you like this card design and this video as well. Please leave some comments below if you have any other suggestions or questions, and hopefully I will see you next time. Bye!